Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hello Dave. There has been a lot of news to talk about in the past week, so let's dive right into it. And we're going to start with you guys' reaction to update 13. I mean, unless you've been living under a rock or don't follow Elite Dangerous at all, you will probably know that last week Frontier launched update 13, and with that also the conclusion of the Azimuth saga, with Salvation firing the Proteus weapon that, well, didn't really go as planned. Let's just say that. Now, I've been trying to read your guys' reactions to it, what you guys thought of this whole thing, and initially a lot of people, myself included, has found it a little underwhelming, because we got a cutscene and then one system was like messed up, and Guardian Tech didn't work in one system. And I just want to clarify this because I've seen this misconception a lot. It's only that one system where Guardian technology doesn't work. They haven't broken Guardian Tech across the board on all systems. It is one star system. That's it. One star system where it doesn't work. It works everywhere else just as normal. I just saw a lot of explorers who suddenly got very scared that, oh no, all their Guardian FSD boosters are just not gonna work anymore, and they're gonna be out in the middle of the nowhere, and they're gonna take forever to come back to replace it or whatever. No, that's not what's going on. It's just this one system so far, at least. As I said, a lot of you guys at least initially found it underwhelming. And I can understand it because you get like a cutscene and then a system where there's a few things you can run around and look at, which looks stunning, but kind of once you've seen it. And there's not that much new content on the surface, at least. And I kind of thought the same things, like, wow, that was very, very hyped for how little was actually in there. But then you begin to dig deeper, as it often is with Elite Dangerous. When you just dig a little bit below the surface, a lot of things pops up. And quite quickly people began to notice that the galaxy has changed. Like the way the Thargoids are behaving differently, not just in the one system, they are acting differently around in other places. We've seen the unclassified relics, with the Guardian relics suddenly being the Thargoid devices acting differently towards that. And if you take some of the hints from Frontier's latest livestream, they also said that we are beginning to discover some of it, but clearly we haven't discovered all of it. But there are things, apparently, that has been changed around the galaxy, that things are now behaving differently than it did before. And it's going to take us a while, I think, before we manage to map all those changes out and figure out how all these pieces fit into a puzzle. I kind of imagine it as like Frontier has just hidden puzzle pieces now all over the galaxy, probably around the bubble area where people are, but there's like puzzle pieces now hidden everywhere, and it's our job as a community to go out and find these puzzle pieces, figure out what has changed. It's kind of like those, find 5 differences where you have 2 pictures that's almost the same, but there's a few like minor changes here and there. It's kind of like that, but just on a galactic scale, where things have changed here and there. And it's now our job to go out, figure out what has changed, and then take all those pieces, put them together to like get up the bigger picture, figure out what's going on here. Because, yeah, it's an interesting way to create content, having to force people to go back to some of the things that they previously thought was true, only to discover that they are not anymore. I think there's a lot in this update because you can go out and you can find those things that have changed, that were different in the past. And if you do spot something that has changed or that is different, like, get a hold of me, because I'm very interested in it to figure out like what's going on. I've been really doing a lot of like work with those unclassified relics to figure out what they're all about. I haven't really come across much yet. I think it's an interesting way to put a content, because it's not like new things, it's just things that has changed. Put that into the game to give people something to do. In other Elite Dangerous news, or more Frontier news actually, is that of course David Braben is stepping down as CEO. I already made a dedicated video on this on Saturday, where I look at this new guy, Johnny Watts, see what kind of guy he is, where did he come from, what has he done in the past, what has he done inside Frontier, kind of see what kind of person he is. And you can watch that video if you're more interested in this guy. What I wanted to comment on today was some of you guys' reaction to it. I've been reading you guys' comments. There's been a lot of comments on this, and they all seem to fall into one of like 2 categories. There's either the people who see this as a breath of fresh air, like this was about time. He should have done this years ago. And think this is going to be a good thing going forward, that we get a new guy at the wheel that hopefully will take Elite Dangerous in maybe a different direction. So I don't know, we'll see. Then there's the other camp who is a little bit more negative and say, okay, so now suddenly we get a guy who is has a bachelor's degree in zoology, so clearly he likes like animal games, which is also evident from his portfolio, where he's done a lot of stuff on Zoo Tycoon, Planet Zoo, like the Jurassic World Evolution, those animal-focused games. So that, to kind of look at that and then say, okay, so this is where his focus lies, so goodbye Elite, and think because of his zoology background that he's not going to add a lot of focus on Elite Dangerous, which is true. I obviously don't know. Personally, I think the reality is somewhere in between. It's probably not as black and white. Elite is still, player-wise, despite the fall in player numbers, is still one of Frontier's most played games with the largest fan base. So just outright ditching it, I find that hard to believe. It might be because I'm looking through 6, 7, how many years I've been playing Elite Dangerous rose-tinted glasses, and you don't want to see your favorite game die. But I don't know. We will see what happens. Of course, I have hopes. If not for Elite Dangerous, then maybe dare I wish for an Elite Dangerouser or Elite Dangerous 2 or whatever coming out. Maybe at some point. I mean, nothing has been announced. I'm just wishing here. So don't get your hopes up. And if that's going to happen, well, it's going to be years and years. But anyway, it will be interesting to see where this guy takes the company in the years to come. Finally, I want to talk about the live stream tomorrow. I'm going to be playing Star Citizen. I've been doing a lot of Elite after update 13, and I need to go back into Star Citizen. I have not played at all since 3.17.2, as it came out while I was on vacation, and right after I came back from vacation, well, update 13 in Elite happened. So I have not actually been into that update yet, only for like an hour, just flying around looking at a few things I wanted to check out. But I haven't been in much. So I want to go in. There's some new mining locations. I kind of want to go and check those out, see what they're all about. That could be fun. And I don't know. We'll see what happens. It could also be, I mean, I'm considering starting up a new account. Maybe it's gonna be like a 0 to hero thing, where we're gonna start out from scratch and we're gonna work our way up and see how that goes and kind of document that process, a bit like what I've been doing with Howard O'Connor. Fun fact, I'm playing that as Howard O'Connor just in Star Citizen as well. Maybe start that. I don't really know if I want to. I kind of want you guys' feedback on this. If I'm going to make like a 0 to hero kind of series, would you prefer to see this a bit like what I've done with the Howard O'Connor series in Elite, where I make edited videos out of it, where I still document the process of what I do and what works and what didn't work, but where I kind of compress it down into videos? Or would you actually prefer to see it as a live streaming series, where I'm maybe going to put in a few more live streams than I usually would, and then I kind of do this 0 to hero, playing that account from just a base starter pack, and then see how far we can go and what directions we can take that character in. I would like to hear your guys' opinions, your guys' thoughts about this, edited or live streams. But regardless, the live stream tomorrow is going to be Star Citizen, probably on my main account. But as always, it's going to be live streamed here on YouTube as well as on Twitch, and it's going to be tomorrow at 7 o'clock GMT. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you guys in space.